Hello, everybody. We are gonna do some weird kind of thing today in The Sims. I usually don't do this, and we're doing a tier list. So, let's rank them all by starting with the first one ever made, Get to Work. Get to Work is such a good pack. I really like it. I do have Get to Work. I don't think it's bad or awful. I'm trying to get to the point here. It has aliens, which is the first occult ever came, so that is such a good thing. Also, it opened in stuff that aren't rabbit hole jobs, which is amazing. So I think it's alright. Okay, so let's get to the next one. The next one is Get Together. So Get Together was such it's a pretty great expansion pack because Get Together is it opened up clubs in The Sims 4, which usually Sims never had clubs until Get Together, which I feel like is a great feature. So I'm kind of an online dating before Love Struck. Love Struck isn't on here. So, anyways, let's get to the next one. The next one I'm pretty sure is City Living. If it's out of order, guys, don't mind that. I don't know the order of everything. City Living. It introduced apartments, okay? It introduced apartments, a city, San Myshuno, which is one of my most favorite cities. I think it's great, okay? Next, Cats and Dogs. It has to go must have. Must have. Must have is super like um it's like oh like must have is kind of like it means like this is something that I could not live without. Like I could live without Get to Work, Get Together, City Living, but I could not live without Cats and Dogs. Cats and Dogs is something that I could never live without, right? Next, Cottage Living. It goes up to must have. I just explained it. It introduced cottages. Cottages are such a main feature in The Sims 4. So, next one, we're gonna do seasons. I'm sorry, but seasons is sort of a must have because it introduced seasons into the game. It introduced holidays, but the one main feature that I might have to put it down here for is you it did not come with the world. But the thing is, it changes everything in the world. In every single world, when it happens, when it's like happening. So I think that's a pretty main feature. So it's up there. Now then we go to Get Famous, which I want to say Get Famous is horrible because I love Get Famous. So many people put Get Famous here. Awful. Because of San Myshuno and everything, I do not have it and I really want Get Famous. So I'm kind of biased toward it. So you guys might think it's horrible, right? But I think it's a must have in my opinion. I think you'll probably not want it, but I think it's a must have for me. For me, this is basically a chart for my opinions, okay? So don't get heartbroken if I put your favorite one in awful, okay? Now, I don't know what comes next, so we're gonna go with Discovery University. Now, Discovery University is, it brings up the dynamic of going to school, going to university, living in a university dorm, but I don't really want university, right? So I'm gonna put it in bad. No, I'm gonna put it in all right because, oh, guys, oops. Uh-oh. Okay, we're back. We're back. Anyways, I'm gonna put it up at all right because I don't have it, but I feel like it's not a necessity to have.
Rental service
Is high school years. I heard high school years is awful, so I'm just gonna go what other people say about it, and I'm gonna put it in awful. Oof, I've never put something that low before yet. Island living. I feel like island living introduced mermaids, introduced
rental
like a Miami world, Florida. Basically, well, I live in Florida, so it is crazy. Like, it introduced so much. Sandy beaches, like, that is something I really am looking forward to doing, so I think it's a great pack. So yeah, eco lifestyle. Living as eco life. Like living in an eco life. That's like something I think would be amazing to do, but not an everyday thing. So I'm gonna put it in all right. Like, would you want to play as that like almost a lot in it? I don't think so. I like the idea of it, but I don't think it was made as well as it should have been. For rent. I don't have a rent, but I've heard so much good things about it, and the idea of having all of these packs, like the idea of you being able to become a landlord, which I've heard is really bad to become a landlord, but I've heard so many different things about it, which is crazy, but I've only heard good about it. So I think it's a must have if you're looking forward to getting something. Okay, so that's something I think everyone should want to get, or if they're getting it one and they want to look at this for advice, if you want to get famous, that's good for you. Like, I think cottage living is more than cats and dogs. I could not live without cottage living. Cats and dogs, I can't live without seasons. Get famous. Okay, get it growing together. I think this is such a great pack. I've heard a lot about it. I've heard like the dynamic, like it opened up so much, which I think is great. Now Horse Ranch. This invited horses into the game, which is such a great thing. I do not know much about these horses, okay? But I've heard Horse Ranch is like something you can build base game home and a horse ranch for $1 million. Like, that is crazy. It is so damn crazy how they can do this. Snowy Escape. I'm biased towards this because Little Simsy did do a build in this, okay? Little Simsy, and we know Little Simsy is great. You can get married. It's only snowy, so it's like the only world where you have snow without seasons. So I'm gonna put it at all right, okay? Just because nothing else is at awful, I'm gonna put high school years at bad. And that's my honest opinion of the Sims 4 games. So if you liked today's video, like and subscribe, and if you want to see more of this content, I'll be doing it.